Today on Big Red's Cooking, honey garlic sauce. Hi and welcome back to Big Red's Cooking. As always, I'm Big Red. So I'm actually using a portion of this week's video to do a little sub video as well. And what I'm going to do is I'll be posting this up in a couple of parts. But this short little section is all about a honey garlic sauce, and it's really super simple to make and so versatile you can use it for a ton of different things. Now I'll be using this as a part of a mousse, honey garlic mousse. And if you haven't watched that full video, I'd encourage you to do so. But you know what, as always, let's go pick up over there and we'll get started. Alright, so this honey garlic sauce is the easiest thing in the world. And probably the hardest part about it is going to be getting the garlic ready. And even that's not going to be that hard. So anytime I've got garlic I need to peel up, I always cut away the end. We don't want that piece anyhow. And then I just sort of crunch down before I even try and take the skins off. And what you'll find is that the skins just sort of pop right off then. And you'll have to fight with the garlic skin a whole lot less. And then you're part way there to getting your work done with the garlic anyhow, so. Now you'll notice too, if you go ahead and check out the actual recipe that I've got printed in the description, or on the web page itself, this is going to end up being a little bit more garlic than what the recipe calls for, but I love garlic. So I don't follow recipes. I don't follow the amount of garlic in most recipes. I typically double it. So you can go ahead and adjust that one to suit your own taste. So what we want to try and do is get our garlic almost down to a paste if we can. So how I do that is I tend to just do a bit of a rough chop on my garlic here. And that gets me started. And then I'm actually going to use the blade itself. And that's going to allow me to crush it down and really turn this into a paste. So what I tend to do and sort of come at it, and then I just rub, and I'm sort of scraping along the board, dragging the knife towards me, and sort of using that sharp edge. If anyone's ever done any plasterwork, say for example, or work with oil paints, they'll be familiar with this sort of kind of a technique in blending paint together, blending plaster together. And the finer that is, well, a couple of things. It's going to give us much more flavor, but it's also going to give us a smoother texture in our sauce. So we won't see those pieces of garlic floating around, but we'll have all that flavor that we're looking for. So there we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add this right into our pot. And so next thing we're going to add now some honey. Alright, and then we're going to add some brown sugar. We got some soy sauce. And you'll notice I'm using the same measuring cup, and the advantage by going with the liquids at the end, so I can use that to rinse it out, make sure there's nothing left behind. And then last we get some water. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we'll pop this on the stove and we're going to bring it up to a simmer. Okay, so our sauce is just coming to a simmer here now. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to let this simmer so that garlic really pulls its flavor out. I'm just going to let it gently simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. I don't want to go boiling it because of the sugar content in this. We're trying not to turn this into candy, but we're just going to let that simmer for a few minutes to make sure we get that garlic fully cooked, and then we get all that flavor out of it. Alright, so our sauce set a few minutes to simmer. I've actually turned the temperature back up because I want to bring it up to a boil again, and now we're going to thicken it. So we're just going to take a bit of cornstarch. Obviously a little water to go along with our cornstarch. I'm just going to slowly pour this in. One of the nice things about cornstarch is that it tends to thicken almost immediately, especially if our liquid is at that boil point, which is what this one is. I don't want this sauce to end up too thick. So much easier to add a little extra in than it is to take it away. We definitely want to let this cook for a minute because we don't want that real sort of raw starchy taste to our sauce. And we can see we get that nice sort of sauce type texture. Almost looks like a maple syrup. So there you go, that's our sauce all done. And this has got a lot of uses, so we're just going to set this aside for now. So you can see there's nothing to make in that honey garlic sauce at all. So go ahead, whip it up, use it as a glaze for some chicken on the barbecue, do some deep fried wings for yourself at home, or better yet, if you haven't watched my wing video, why don't you go ahead and watch that, and if you want, instead of using the buffalo sauce, you can go ahead and use this honey garlic sauce. It'll work great for that. So it's such a versatile sauce, really simple to make. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button down below. Go ahead and share this around on your different socials. Check me out on my website. Leave me a little bit of feedback, a thumbs up, anything like that. It really helped, and I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this stuff. Bye for now. Namaltas.